What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Entertainment. So, if you didn't notice, most of the state witnesses at the Meyiwa trial, they are actually police officers. So, there are so many lieutenant colonels, the brigadiers, the warrant officers, so many of them that are representing the state as witnesses. So, for this one that we are talking about today, there was Lieutenant Colonel Edward Sereo, who is coming from the South Africa Police Service, and he was being questioned about the forensic findings that he did. So, despite Edward Sereo being a lieutenant colonel under the South Africa Police Service, he is also a chief forensic analyst. So during cross-examination, the defense actually delivered a devastating blow by revealing that an independent forensic expert, Dave Peters, completely contradicted with the state's ballistic findings that were found by Lieutenant Colonel Edward Sereo. So Edward Sereo had actually earlier stated that they had compared the bullet to test samples TB4 and TB8 and concluded the match. But now the independent forensic analyst Dave Peters is coming in and saying, guys, you know what? After reviewing this same evidence, he actually reached a different conclusion from the one that was found by Lieutenant Colonel Edward Sereo. So, what does this mean? This delivers a huge blow to the state. It more of like destroys the prosecution's ballistics argument, because if forensic science is reliable, different experts reviewing the same evidence should obviously reach a similar conclusion if it was 100% reliable. But unfortunately, here with a contradiction, Lieutenant Colonel Serero is finding a match, but independent forensic expert Dave Peters is coming up with a different conclusion. He's saying there is no match. So this contradiction between these experts, it shows that the prosecution's case may not be as solid as it appears. So this contradiction is providing the defense with a reasonable doubt, more of like doubting the evidence that they are presenting. So, as you know, the defense is trying the best that they can to weaken the case of the state. So, this is what is actually happening. Dave Peters came in and disputed what Edward Serrell said. It's really exciting, because the thing is that most of the witnesses who were representing the state, when they were reviewing the evidence, they were all reaching the same conclusion. But now we have a challenge in that an independent expert that was brought in by the defense is now coming up with a different conclusion. So what needs to be done here if you're the judge? Can you like quickly rush and dismiss the evidence and say, no, since the defense has brought their expert, we are no longer agreeing with this evidence? Or should they go with the numbers and saying four experts from the state over one? Maybe the solution here is to come up with six more different experts. You know what I'm saying? Forensic experts, six of them different. And then they analyze. Now we will be having what? 10 different experts. If, for example, we get maybe 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 going up, then we would conclude that it's a match. But if it is less than 7, now it becomes quite tricky. That's the solution that I would definitely put on the table. So tell me what you think about the solution that you might have yourself, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.